everybody. Welcome back to CRN. Tonight is the inaugural season of the NIS Truck Series. That's right, a brand new series brought to you on CRN. The host is Eli Childs. As this Truck Series, full distance is the race here tonight at Daytona. Going to follow the actual truck schedule that you'll see every Friday night on TV. But without further ado, I have somebody in the broadcast booth with me that came on board with the sponsorship throughout the whole entire series. Very good guy. I actually run his logos on my actual truck on iRace, and it's going to be Brian Haynes. Brian, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Glad to be on here, and looking forward to kicking off this new series with you and Eli.
Yeah, you came on board with Mardone PC. I've heard so much about Mardone PC. I've actually went on top to actually look and see what all I could do to upgrade my sim performance. You guys sell nothing but, iRacing racing components such as wheels, pedals, whole bundle kits, sim gear as well, along with computers. It's definitely a great thing they have going on. I've heard nothing but great things about Mardone PC. Just having you on board with everything going on over here, it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. I'm really looking for opportunities to put Marden out there more in the sim racing space, but also at local short tracks, specifically in the Northeast. It's a lot of fun. I've been racing for 25 years in real life. I've been working in technology just as long, so it was a match made in heaven, being able to start this version of the company. Marden's been around since 1989 when my grandfather Donald Lord started it. It wasn't a computer company to start, but he was the one that got me interested in computers. So, I encourage everyone to go check us out at mardenpc.com. As you said, we got a full lineup of all sorts of race sim gear, specifically Moza components. We also have some of our own wheels and components that we do, but we really got started building computers. I looked at the sim racing landscape, and I just didn't really like what was being put out there for sim racing computers. Sim racing puts a different strain on a computer that other games just frankly don't, because you're playing it for longer periods of time. Heat is a killer of pretty much all speed or performance on a computer, just like a race engine. So if you want to get out of running a crate engine or a crate computer that you bought off the shelf at Amazon or Walmart or Best Buy, check us out, because you won't be disappointed. Our computers run top notch from our rookie class all the way up to our entire extreme line.
Yeah, just a beautiful thing that you got going on here, and I know that you can't wait to see how this series does. I had a little thing that I was supposed to read off there for you. But you pretty much hit it hit the nail right on the head with everything that you just informed everybody out there of doing. And if you guys are looking forward to get into iRacing or looking for a new bundle or anything else, you can go to mardonepc.com and get set up with some new Moza stuff. Or anything like that. I've been looking. I've been trying to make the jump. Just have not made the jump yet. But can't wait to see what everything has in store for the time being. But Brian, it's been an absolute pleasure having you up here in the broadcast booth with me, giving the viewers out there just a little bit of what's going on the sim world side of things. And you guys did a little stuff over the Coke season last season as well with a couple Coke drivers.
Yeah, Michael Conti and I got connected back in 2022, and we saw an opportunity with his Coke career coming to an end with me getting Marden off the ground, and took him up to Oswego Speedway and put him in my actual race car. Got a great video out there on our YouTube channel I'll pass that link along so everybody can take a look at it. Really cool deal. And we were successful in getting Oswego Speedway scan, so that's going to be coming here in the next 3 to 4 months. Excited about that. And over the next couple of weeks, we're going to be slowly releasing our pre-configured sim rigs, and shortly after that, a full customizable configurator. So you can customize your sim rig, and we will build it and either deliver it or ship it directly to you.
All right, well, there you have it for Brian Haynes, doing everything he possibly can to help a sim racer in need, doing what he needs to do. But pace car going down into pit lane, this time by Brian Whitney, and you have Nate Nicholson leading these drivers to the green flag for the inaugural start of the Daytona race. We are underway here as going into turn number 1. Everybody side by side all the way in and through. Bump draft's going to be key here. You want to stay into the draft, but you don't know where you want to be. You don't know if you want to be up at the front, in the middle, towards the back. Any chaos can happen anywhere. Just kind of want to take your time, make your way all the way up and through the track as much as you possibly can. There are stages here tonight, so you're going to see these drivers just like actual NASCAR do stages all the way from the start of the race all the way to the end of the race. 4 maximum tire sets for tonight's debut here at Daytona. But Brian,
good luck and have a lot of fun out there tonight. I can't wait to I've got the broadcast up here. I'm running a race, but I'm going to be watching while I'm racing. So good luck and have fun out there and enjoy it up in the booth.
All right, Brian, thank you again for coming on up into the booth, and hopefully we'll talk to you in a little bit.
Talk to you soon. Take care.
Do want to apologize for everybody out there watching. SDK, the service that CRN uses for broadcasts, is kind of currently down as of right now. So if you hear me just call them by their numbers and not by their names, that will be why. But looking so far, the number 3 machine and the team of Conti looking to go towards the front. Nate Nicholson down on the inside of that number 99, getting pushed by Brian Whitney. And this is what I was talking about. You're going to have a lot of drivers being with the draft and trying to see what line works out best for them. You can see the outside lane gets a little bit of a shot, gets past the inside lane, and then they're going to drop down to the inside as Robert Lawrence, that number 5 at Team Conti machine, going to drop down in front of Nathan Nicholson. As you have the number 3 and the number 5 machine 1-2, and then you have Nathan Nicholson, Brian Whitney as followed. And then behind them is all 2x2 going all the way in and through the pack. Want to thank everybody out there watching on CRN as we have embarked on our 2-year anniversary being on YouTube, started by Jimmy Covert, Carl Hedwerk, and myself, and every league that we have brought in and showcased for them has always been a ton of fun. Want to give a big shout out to Brian Haynes, obviously coming on board for the series sponsorship with Mardone PC. Again, you can go to www.mardonepc.com and get all of your sim racing needs. Want to give a big shout out to Eli Childs for allowing me to come on board and showcase the league that he's got out here. Is Brian Whitney drops on back. It looks like Nathan Nicholson going to drop up to the top side, retake the lead using the outside lane, and already you can see what line is on a mission and what line is not. As so far, Nathan Nicholson still not able to get out and past the number 3 machine. Oh, he's going to get a bad push here. They're going to be 3 wide going down the backstretch. Oh, a little bit of bumping and banging, but they're still going to keep it side by side. Still 3 wide going into turn number 3. Three wide down into the tri-oval. Going to back it down to 2 wide. So far, so good. Just a couple laps in. Again, I want to apologize to everybody out there that's looking at a blank screen. I had everything all set up and then went to go load up SDK and just nothing ended up coming up. So do want to apologize for that. Hopefully everybody out there is having a fantastic Saturday night. As going on out here, looking up through the pack. You see everybody kind of chilling, taking their time. Don't want to do anything too drastic. Looking on the board is catching up to the number 1 of Dustin Hall. Dustin Hall towards the back, just riding, chilling, taking his time. Doesn't want to be up front necessarily just yet. Just kind of wants to be there at the end when it most counts, as they're all going to drop down to the inside. And it's just a long conga line down towards the front. Look at the number 83 of Adam Benefield seeing what he can do in that number 83 machine. As getting through these camera angles here. Give me one quick second. Going down into turn number 1. You can see him, the front of the field, side by side. Nice little digger cam. And everybody trying to do what they can, possibly to lead a couple laps or kind of save fuel. I mean, obviously the drivers that are towards the front aren't saving as much fuel as drivers towards the back. Not sure exactly how many laps they all can go through the pit cycle, but that we will end up seeing momentarily. Still side by side back here towards the back. The number 64 up on the outside. Kind of no help as of right now. Adam Benefield, Dustin Hall back there towards the back. Just kind of chilling as of right now. Just trying to get everything on and going. Going to go ahead and bounce up towards the front. That beautiful purple machine of Eli Childs doing what he can do to stay kind of in the mid-pack, but kind of towards the back. Keep his nose out of danger, and everybody's still side by side for probably the top 14 drivers. Still side by side as we are coming up. The number 80 machine up top. Larry McDonald. Repping the McDonald's number 80 Toyota machine. Up on that outside. Outside is not a bad place to be. Is a really good push coming from the back of the pack, or the front of the pack, towards the front actually. The number 56 mid-pack racing getting a good shot from the number 42 of Aiden Berline. As Nathan Nicholson has found himself back up to P number 2. That top lane kind of dismembered as of right now. Everybody kind of abandoning it, going down to the inside. As you got more trucks down on the inside than you do on the out. Hopefully everybody out there is having a beautiful Saturday night. Want to thank everybody out there for sharing, subscribing to CRN. Can't wait to see how this league grows each and every week. As we're looking right now, you got the 3, the 99, the 56, your top 3, trying to do everything that they possibly can to make something happen. Stages make a difference. There's going to be extra bonus points throughout the race. 100 laps the distance for Daytona here tonight. You can see them, they're all kind of being chill. Don't want to make any moves that could ruin their race or other drivers' races. I believe there is no fast repairs on the pit box here tonight, so pretty much you hit the wall or blow the engine, you're going to be sitting in a pit lane for about 35 to 43 minutes getting that engine done. Number 3 machine going to lead that lap there, as still no major moving throughout this field. Brian Whitney, Robert Lawrence, the 77 and the 99 all in a line down on that inside, following that number 3 machine. Just trying to do what they can. Got a nice Michael Waltrip throwback, number 15 towards the back. Looking on board with him as going through the trioval now. And if I can get the camera angle, I'll show you the inside of what these drivers would see inside of the truck. Basically, whenever you're going super high speeds, this is pretty much what you're going to see. I mean, you can't really see a lot of anything. You're just going to see the back bumper of another truck. You got to kind of time the corners as best as you possibly can. You're going to see a lot of people doing a little bit of crack in the throttle, getting up off of the bumper going into a corner, especially different styles of trucks. A lot of drivers using the Toyota, Chevy. I have not seen any Fords out here tonight, but with the way that the trucks are set up and the way that their noses are, you don't really want to be pushing all the way through the corner. You kind of want to just push on the front straights, and even pushing on the straightaways could mean a little bit of business as well. So you definitely got to watch it and be careful with that. But going down the back stretch here, riding on board with Pullen, you can't really see what's going on with anything in front of you. So you're kind of just taking a shot in the dark as Burline gets onto the apron just a little bit. Still going to be able to keep it down to that inside, and you can see that. You can see Pullen kind of keeping his distance between himself and Andy Burline, just in case something does, or Aiden Burline, excuse me, just in case something does happen. Wants to be able to have that little bit of trust to be able to slow his truck down, get down to the inside if he can, or down into the grass so he doesn't get any of that damage on that number 15 machine. Bring it back on out here as Larry McDonald has finally found his way down to the inside of that number 80 machine. He's got the 12 right behind him. And you can see there, you're side by side for so many rows, and then you got your single file line starting with the number 80 machine of Larry McDonald. So definitely not a bad way to be here towards the start of this 100-lap race. With the number 12 of Stephen Allen riding on back there, trying to just conserve just a little bit and just try to stay out of the cornage. Still side by side here for tonight's race. Adam Benefield and Dustin Hall both ducking down a pit lane. They're going to be the first takers towards the back, going down into pit lane. As we look here, the number 44 machine, he's going to be 3 wide going through turn number 1 and 2. That's going to be Clayton White in that number 44. And here we go. We got a pass for the lead. Nate Nicholson up to the top. I'm going to take it from him. The 3 thought about taking that plunge to block that run from Nathan Nicholson. Thought better of it. Oh, Nathan Nicholson getting a huge shot to the back bumper. Able to hold on to it. You can see a lot of these drivers drive for certain teams. You got Race API, Reaper, Team Conti. Believe that's all that I'm seeing as of right now, but obviously different setup shops for different folks. You got Robbie Lawrence in the Team Conti, Brian Whitney Team Conti, Nathan Nicholson in a Race EPI, Clayton White in the Reaper machine. You also have Team Watson, any other setup shop normally has beautiful paint schemes on out here. The 13 of Aiden Berline down there in the inside lane trying to make something happen, but isn't in a uncomfortable position. I mean, he's riding back there in about 10th position. Just taking his time. Doesn't want to be involved in anything. Like I said earlier, nobody really wants to be involved in anything. As you can see, the 42 giving all the room down to the inside. Doesn't want to be side drafting too much. Nathan Nicholson side draft down into turn number 1 and 2. Coming on out of the corner. And the number 3 might get stuck. No, I thought he was going to get stuck in the middle there. 3 wide. But he was not. As some of these drivers also going to be doing Road to Pro for a lot of these teams. So, want to say good luck in your Run to Pro run, as Road to Pro runs every other Thursday night at 8 p.m. And there you have it. A lot of drivers are going to go ahead and slow down, as we have, I believe, a first caution. Not 100% sure. Not seeing anything. Yeah, we have our first caution. I believe that might be our stage here tonight. Stages are as followed. Stage number 1. Let me get to it. Give me one quick second. Oh, it would help if I was in the right Discord channel. So the stages are as followed. Lap number 20, lap number 40, and lap number 100 will conclude tonight's race. So get on up here to the... Oh, Robbie going all the way down in and through the grass. Not sure what happened to him. So I believe Nathan Nicholson was the... Yeah, showing Nathan Nicholson in P number 1. So Nathan Nicholson going to be able to get the stage win number 1. As pit road is going to be a very, very busy time down here tonight. But while these drivers go down into pit lane, want to sit there and say thank you to everybody out there that has liked, shared, subscribed to CRN. Without everybody out there watching along, watching their favorite driver, cheering them on, couldn't do it without you. So make sure you guys don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share with your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog, your hamster, your ferret if you got a ferret, your goldfish, anything that you have. Make sure you guys share it on around. Get the word out. If you guys are looking for a very expandable league and to grow your racecraft, make sure you get a hold of Eli Childs and get set up with the race here tonight. Again, following the actual truck season schedule, I want to give a big shout out to Eli and all the admin team putting this league on. It's absolutely beautiful. James Harris does an amazing job, as well as Eli Childs. So want to give a big shout out to him and everything that he does, charity race wise and league race wise as well. Again, I want to give a big shout out to Mardone PC for coming on out here and getting on board with the sponsorship. Got a lot of giveaways throughout the season, so definitely want to stick or tune in on that. There's a lot of prizes halfway through the season and everywhere else, so definitely want to keep an eye out on that because everything could be a little bit different week in and week out. 20 laps up and 20 laps down, as that was one of the smoothest stages I have seen. No cautions. The only caution that we had so far was the stage as of right now. With everybody knowing each other and racing a lot with each other, everything is going to be absolutely beautiful. Adam Benefield and Dustin Hall gonna lead these drivers to the green flag. Pace lights are off this time by. Remember, Adam Benefield and Dustin Hall both ducked down early in the first stage. Came back out. Didn't pit under this caution, I don't believe. But is now leading the race. As the years go on, I'll be able to remember everybody's name. As I know the majority, but not everybody. Pace car going to take the long drive down the backstretch. These drivers are going to pull their belts tight one last time before we let them go up and through the gears. As I have found a forward, it's going to be Steven Allen in the number 12 machine. He's, I believe, the lone forward this race. As starting up here towards the top is going to be Dustin Hull, Adam Benefield, and obviously with Daytona getting that restart, that first restart under your belt, you don't want to go too early. You don't want to jump it to where you and the person right behind you get a big enough jump. Everybody else behind is going to get a beautiful run on you, and then you're just pretty much out to lunch after that. So it's definitely going to be something fun to watch. Dustin Hall control this restart here. Green flag is out for stage number 2. Adam Benefield gets a better jump than Dustin Hall. He's going to drop down in front of Dustin. And that's going to leave the top side kind of stranded here. The 77 looking to get in line, not able to do so. Nate's actually going to let him in line. Stand correct. Brian Whitney going to go up top with the number 3 machine. As that inside lane kind of dismembered. Outside lane, inside lane, 2 by 2 going down the backstretch. Adam leading this field. Just an absolute beautiful time out here with everybody racing. You can see where your friends are, who they want to work with, who's been helping them out in practice with pushing, who they trust with a little bit of pushing as well. It's still side by side, and we can see this for another 20 laps. as number 3 getting a great shove by the number 76 machine, followed by Aiden Burline. I'm hoping I'm saying his last name correctly. I apologize if I have with the name. Want to again apologize to everybody out there watching the stream. SDK having a little bit of problems here tonight, not able to pull up the overlays. It was working earlier, got into the session, and turns out it was not working. So I do want to apologize to everybody out there wondering what lap and everything else is on. I can't see anything. All I'm seeing is a blank screen momentarily. I do apologize. Would like to have the Mardone PC logo up there along with the NIS Truck Series up there as well. You see a lot of these drivers running the NIS Truck Series banner, others driving the Craftsman banner, the Camping World banner. As you can definitely tell, the outside lane having the momentum, but the inside lane just with a little bit more. Is Dustin Hall going to go to the point here? Could potentially drift up in front of teammate Adam Benefield. Two guys that work on the Coke side of things, crew chief and spotter. Still going to be side by side, and just a beautiful line all the way in and through, no matter where they go. A little bit of moving around, people going top to bottom, trying to make something happen, but not able to get anywhere. And Adam going to drop down to the inside. Craig Jancic and then number 3 machine running the Team Conti.gg. Beautiful paint scheme. Number 3 machine, he's going to lead that outside row as of right now, getting a good shot from teammate Brian Whitney. He's trying to do what he can to make anything happen. But Dustin and Adam, nose to tail, trying to keep that inside lane with all of the momentum. So far, so good. Aiden Beerline making his way up to P number, I believe, 6 as of right now. Using that outside lane to his advantage. Just kind of picking them off one by one. And obviously still a little bit too early for this stage to try and make anything happen. But they're doing what they can. Nate Nicholson right behind the number 77 machine. Got the 45 behind him, kind of keeping his nose clean. You're not going to see any of the aggressiveness that you would normally see at Daytona until maybe 5 laps to go. That's when you're going to start seeing drivers go 3 wide to make it to the front. Daytona, one of the more tighter plate tracks, I guess you could say, corner-wise. It's a little bit harder to run a 3 wide than it is, say, Talladega or anything like that, especially with how quick that wall can come up towards you. Still, though, everybody's still side by side making it all work. Everybody doing what they need to do. as we are coming here about halfway through stage number 2. Next stage is going to be at lap number 40. These drivers are going to go down into pit lane, take some fuel, some more tires as well. Again, only 4 tires in the pits all season long. So 4 tires for every driver. But it should not make any difference. It is looking on here. Number 35 of Blake Tidwell. Towards the back, hasn't made much noise. Kind of following in behind Larry McDonald. You kind of see him there on your screen. Going down from the outside up to the inside as we are 3 wide as of right now. Looked like the number, the number 27 making it 3 wide. Aiden Beerline going to go up top. Get a little bit of a shove from that number 27 machine. He's going to try to work his way up towards the front. And like I said earlier, making the 3 wide moves towards the end of the race is out the window. It's 3 wide for the race lead. Aiden, possibly move him to the point as the number 42 is going to duck out. We're going to be 3 wide for 3 rows deep. Oh, the run may be stalling out, but Aiden going to try to do what he can to get up their lead 1 lap here at Daytona. Brian Whitney stuck in the middle. You can see middle lane, bottom lane, outside lane. 3, 5, and 7. Pretty much all the way through this pack. Super tight, close racing. Everybody knows where everybody is, and everybody's doing what they can to make it happen. As the 56 going to dip out of that 3 wide situation, go all the way down to the inside. Robert Lawrence going to let him on in as you're 3 wide still for 3 rows back. The 42 says, nah, man, we're not going anywhere. I'm going to back out of this. This is where all your momentum could possibly go away, and you're going to lose a bunch of spots, going to drop back to the back as they're still 3 wide, not going to give up just yet. Obviously, good thing is still early in the race. Still got to see what your truck can do. See how much of pull you can bring. Making it 3 wide. Aiden doing what he can. Trying to make everything happen. Adam Benefield going to go down to the inside now. Cover off Dustin Hull's momentum there. Craig Jancic going to lead that middle lane. And then you got Aiden covering up the outside lane, or leading the outside lane. Oh, a little bit of a weird shot there from the number 27 to the number 13. Able to keep it up and off the wall. And I wish I could see people's heart rates here. Pushing it 3 wide for 5 laps now is Brian Whitney. Do a little bit of side draft there, but Aiden not going to give up just yet. Doesn't want to fall back. As Eli Childs towards the back. Blake Tidwell making his way up towards the front. We had one drop down and go down into pit lane. So maybe they're doing what they seen Dustin Hall and Adam Benefield do, is they're still leading this pack. Still 3 wide going into turn number 1 and 2. Absolute beautiful shot. Craig Jancic looking to go up top. Not clear just yet. Closing. Being super close. Stalling out that run. Doing what he needed to do. Closing that run on the outside as now they have 4 drivers up top. Charles Edwards, the 64, the 27, and the 13 all up top. Charles Edwards into the wall. That's not going to help the momentum there of the number 24 machine. And now you got the 77 and the 1 switching positions here. 1 going to the middle, 77 down to the inside. Trying to make everything happen and make it out clean. I think right here, the 27 might be one to think about longevity of the race. Hey, you know what? We're not getting as many people as we thought we would. I think we might want to drop back down in line. But Aiden trying to do what he can. He wants to get one of those laps led. He gets alongside of Dustin Hall now. Side by side going into turn number 1 and 2. Now we're 3 wide. Look at the run the inside lane just got. Push Adam Benefield back up to the front. And you don't know which way to look because they're just everywhere. Stephen Allen making his way up to the top side. They're going to be 3 wide. First 3 rows as the 3 and the number 1 machine going to get pushed out towards the front. The number 1 is going to drop back down. He's going to be in control of the field here momentarily. He's going to move back up to the middle. Craig Jansen going to move up to the outside lane. 3 wide for the race lead once again, as Clayton White was the one dropping into pit lane. And I believe that was stage. So Dustin Hall getting a stage win number 2. Is an absolute thriller of a race all the way out here. As it was Nathan Nicholson getting stage 1, and then Dustin Hall getting stage number 2. And now we have 60 laps till the end of the race. Going to be a great finish. I mean, if we get any racing like that throughout the whole race, it's definitely going to be quite the finish. Is everybody going to go down into pit lane, get topped off on some fuel, maybe take their first set of tires, maybe their second set, depending on if they took a set already into the pits, or maybe Adam Benefield won that stage. I think maybe Adam Benefield might have won it. Is it showing he is in P number 1? So, correction, Adam Benefield getting in the stage win there. Second is going to be the number 77. The third is going to be Craig Janzik. Fourth is going to be Dustin Hall. Fifth will be Aiden Beerline. That's going to be your top 5 for stage number 1. And here we go. Everybody going down into pit lane. Pit road is going to be a busy place here. As into pit lane they go. 83 and the number 1 in their box. 77 taking the right side tires. 42 taking right sides as well. Seems like everybody's going to take some tires here to start the start of the third and final stage. Looking on up here, there's going to be a little bit of a fight off pit road. But it's going to be the number 76 getting the win off of it. Such an absolute beautiful paint scheme there for Brian Whitney. Mardone PC TeamConti.gg. Just an absolute beautiful show here is Clayton White. He is going to be the race leader coming to the green flag. 60 laps to define the inaugural Daytona winner here tonight. Definitely going to be something fun and something to watch. It's been exciting racing all throughout the pack. No matter if you're towards the front, towards the back, it does not really matter. Everybody is having fun everywhere. Looks like Clayton White still going to go down on the inside. So looking at Alexander Russell in the number 27. Clayton White down on the inside. Brian Whitney up on the outside. Here to go for 60 laps. Here for the rest of the race. See it here. Everybody's getting antsy, wants to get back up to speed. Everybody got to reset their minds, do what they need to do to make something happen. Clayton White, Brian Whitney going to lead these drivers to the green flag of stage number 3. Clayton gets a good jump on that inside. He's going to clear for P at number 1. The 77 not able to do so is Henry. Zach Henry all over the back bumper of the number 44. Making it work to his advantage. Brian Whitney and Craig Jancic up on the outside with the number 42. Making it work for him. Looking at it now. Side by side, Brian Whitney and Craig Jansen goes down to the inside. That's going to leave Robert Lawrence up on the outside with the number 42 machine. Trying to find Russ. Robert going to drop down to the inside. Robert dropping down to the inside, going to lead the train down on the inside. Everybody's still going to be side by side for about the first 8 trucks, or 10 trucks after that. Everybody's going to be single file behind them. And right now, with that being the way it is, you see there, The Free Beer and Hot Wings Morning Show, TeamConti.gg, Mardo and PC number 3 machine. We'll go ahead and go back in and through the pack here. See what we can see back here. Aiden Beerline. I'm going to follow behind Dustin Hall momentarily. Nate Nicholson, Alexander Russell, and Charles Edwards towards the back. This beautiful number 9 machine. Get a good look at it here. Eli Childs in the number 9. Oop. Wrong button there. Get a good look at the number 9 machine. There it is, the Mardo and PC Mad organization that Eli has started through iRacing, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. Threw up a couple of the charity races throughout the year. Has a good thing going on with that one. Haven't been able to make my appearance yet in one of his charity races, but plan on doing one here momentarily once I get everything settled down and get everything in order. But want to send a big shout out to everything that Jess and Eli Childs does through the MAD organization, and want to send a big shout out to Eli for doing what he needs to do on that aspect of things. Look at the back now. You can see there, everybody trying to do what they can. Still side by side up here towards the front. Single file towards the back. And everybody's still trying to just get in line, figure out who they want to be pushing or be pushed by. So I think Aiden has found his guy. Nathan Nicholson right behind him. Then you got Alexander Russell, and then you have Charles Edwards in the number 24 machine. Blake Tidwell in the number 35 towards the back has not made much noise throughout the series or throughout the race here tonight. Kind of just stayed to the back. Doesn't want to be up where it could get dangerous for a lot of these drivers, as everybody is now side by side. There is no long conga line behind. And pretty much how we started tonight's race is pretty much how we're going to see it, as Dustin Hall gets shuffled on out. Not going to let him back up. Dustin Hall is going to have to take the long way around, and not sure if he got a bad bump from Aiden or not, or maybe he wanted to just drop to the back, but that's going to hurt the number 1 machine. Is we're going to look on back here, the 9, the 1, as yeah, he has fallen back just a little bit. Eli Child's going to drop on back. Pick up Mr. Dustin Hall. Definitely not what you want to see happen. Adam Benefiel getting on out of line, going to drop on the back as well. So maybe a little bit of strategic maneuvering here coming from some of these drivers. But again, not 100% sure if Aiden gave Dustin Hall a bad bump or if Dustin Hall just wanted to go towards the back and just ran out of real estate going into the corner. But plate track racing at its finest here, side by side, bump draft galore here for Daytona. And I think we're going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of You Love to Hear, where we turn the mics down, turn the engines of these beautiful trucks on up. Give you guys a little bit of You Love to Hear It as I get some good camera angles here. I don't know which camera angle I want to get. Sorry, everybody. I got to kind of do this manually throughout. Yeah, we'll just give you a nice little look here throughout the pack. But we're going to go ahead and turn the mics down, turn the race engines up for a couple of these laps to give you guys a little bit of You Love to Hear It. Alrighty, everybody, we are back here with more racing action. Still green flag racing all the way through the pack. You can see it there. Everybody's still doing what they need to do. And by the way, that number 35, Blake Tidwell, made his way up here towards the top 12. Grunge in the number 42 machine trying to lead a lap here at Daytona. He's going to do it this time by as number 15 of Ted Pullen doing what he can do to push him all the way up in and through. As we are on, I can do it really quick, we are on lap 60 out of 100, so we have gone 20 laps since the start of that stage. We've gone 20 laps here, 40 laps to go here at Daytona. 100 laps, the distance, the scheduled distance. Green, white checkers are in effect. Again, these are all open setups, by the way. These drivers can adjust the truck to their liking on whatever they need to have happen, so they can adjust tire pressures, spring offsets, anything that you can do inside of the truck, you can do. Make any adjustment necessary to fit your needs in racing the racetrack. Open setups, you can find those at Reaper Speed Labs, Team Conti, Sim Performance, RaceEPI.com, or you can go to teamconti.gg. Get any style of setup you want. You know, Michael Conti does the A car, I believe. I don't really 100% know, but I'm just going to go out on a whim here, say that Michael Conti does the A car. The Nick Ottinger does the Xfinity car. 3 wide for the race lead. Robert almost got involved into a caution there. He's going to break up this pack. Could have been really bad for a lot of those drivers, but everybody's staying true to where they need to be. Nick Ottinger making the Xfinity Series sets for Team Conti. Then you got Dustin Hall making the truck sets for Team Conti. I know over at EPI you got Donovan Strauss, Parker White making, or Daniel Budafoco making the A car and B car for Race EPI. Then you got Jarrett Liebert making the truck sets for Elite Performance Industries. I'm not 100% sure who's making the sets for Reaper Speed Lab. Not 100% sure. Is they're coming up on Dustin Hall. Dustin Hall is going to go one lap down. He's going to get passed by everybody. He's going to fall in line. What's good for Dustin, though, is if they do get a caution, he will be able to get a lap. He will be able to get his lap back. But with how these drivers have been racing, I don't see them having any cautions. There may be one towards the end of the race. Is Blake Tidwell going to go up in front of Dustin Hall to pull him on along? Oh, Brian Whitney getting a bad shot. As I say that, there might be a caution. No, Brian Whitney save it. That was a Kyle Busch save and a half. A bad shot from the number 5. As I believe we do have our first caution. And what a save by Brian Whitney. He might want to check his drawers after that one. As I believe everybody did make it through. There's the leader, Craig Jancic, Clayton White. I'll look and see if there's any damaged trucks on out here. I'm not seeing any. But that's going to help out Dustin Hall getting his one lap back. Yeah, everybody made it through that. That could have been really bad. But Brian Whitney, being the wheelman that he is, had the Kyle Busch save of the race. Man, I wish SDK was working because that would have been an amazing replay to watch. But everybody going to go down into pit lane. Our first caution coming on lap number 65. So, yeah, making sure. First caution of the night. Dustin Hall going to be able to get his lap back, get back on the lead lap, and turn up the heat just a little bit more. As I believe Craig Jancic beat Brian Whitney off pit road. No, he did not. Brian Whitney beating Craig Jancic off of pit lane. Just an absolute beautiful thing. Also, do a little bit of a reading from Brian Haynes here for the Mardone PC. Mardone PC is a full-service sim racing and technology company supporting racers of all skill levels. Mardone PC is the only sim racing company to build sim-focused PCs that meet the demands of sim racing. While building the best sim racing PCs was how we got started, racers looking for quality sim racing components and rigs can make Mardone PC their one-stop shop. Our philosophy is simple: provide racers with top quality components and value. Mardone PC is owned by Brian Haynes, a local racer and former SBS Bud Light Classic 75 champion at Oswego Speedway. Brian is a second-generation owner of Mardone after it was started in 1989 by his grandfather, Donald Lord. Mardone's PC goal is to be the resource for local racers, tracks, and promoters looking to leverage sim racing to augment on-track activities and further connect with fans. We truly believe that sim racing provides untapped value to local tracks and racers, and we are here to support those efforts. We're looking forward to supporting NIS Truck Series and seeing all the teams and drivers compete at a high level. You can find Mardone PC on the web at https://www.mardonepc.com, Twitter, x.com/MardonePC, Instagram, Facebook. They also have, I believe, merch and everything going on as well. So they do a little bit more than just PC components. I mean, they have a Moza bundle going on. I mean, they just range from a lot of different stuff. So if you guys are looking for anything PC related, Mardone PC, your one-stop shop for anything sim racing related. Pace lights off on the pace car is Clayton White. I'm going to lead these drivers down to the green flag. See it there. Part of the flagman with the green flag in his hand. Clayton White doing what he can do to keep it go. Oh, Blake Tidwell not getting a good restart. This is going to start accordion effect all the way in and through the field. You've seen it coming there. The 13 Aiden does go around. I believe they're going to have a caution for that. No, they're going to keep it. Yeah, caution flag is out. As it all started with the number 35 not getting a good restart here on the outside. And you just seen the conga line that ensued after. So a lot of these drivers having some damage to the front and rear ends of those cars or those trucks. Brian Whitney has a little bit of damage on the rear end, right smack dab in the middle. And just a bad restart altogether. It happens, though. You know, he may have been in the wrong gear or just got caught sleeping there. But our second caution of the night here. So everybody getting everybody getting caught back up to the race leader in the pace car. I believe some people electing to go down into pit lane. I know Brian Whitney might have gone down. Aiden going down. Dustin Hall going down. Charles Edwards going down. Looks like Larry McDonald. Pretty much everybody that was involved in that incident there going down into pit lane. You can see the number 77 having some issues with the rear end there. 80 going to be able to beat the 42 out of pit lane. Pace speed on a pit lane is going to be 60 miles an hour. But they're making it work when they need it to work. So Larry McDonald going to go back towards the back. So Larry McDonald going to go down in the pit lane along with the number 64. Possibly to top off, excuse me. As he might be serving a penalty. Maybe, maybe not. as we are side by side. Get a good look here at the number 9 machine of Eli Childs. Nathan Nicholson on his outside. Yeah, Nader, Chip, and Eli. It takes a lot for me to not call these guys by their nicknames. I mean, I've known a lot of these drivers a really long time, and they all came up with nicknames. Eli and Dustin Hall gave me my nickname, and it's stuck ever since. And it just, you got Nader Chip for him. Eli is just Eli. Brian, you got Brittany. Robert, you got Rubber Toe. I mean, you just got a lot of different nicknames for a lot of these drivers. And, I mean, mine's Dilbo McBaggins. That's just the words that kind of just stuck. I have to remind myself, like, okay, these guys have actual names. I'm on broadcast. I got to be able to call them by their actual name. As looking on up here, Clayton White gonna lead these drivers back to the green flag. Make sure everybody's in the right gear this time. Green flag is out once again here from Daytona in the 35. Not getting a good start once again, but a little bit of a better start than he did last time. You see it there. Everybody kind of checking up on that outside. Brian Thacker and then number 56 trying to get something to work. But Blake Tidwell, he may get up to speed slowly, but that's not going to stop him. Is he going to push Craig Jancic, or is he going to try to make the move to make it 3 wide? He's going to follow in line. Is the number 5 of Robert Lawrence. And the number 44 of Clayton White leading this field as they are 3 wide. Brian Thacker's not wasting any time. He's going to make it 3 wide here. Blake Tidwell on the outside. He's going to get clear. Blake Tidwell, he's all by himself. The 27, Alexander Russell, going to drop down to the inside. Blake Tidwell trying to find his line into the pack. Doesn't want to lose too many positions. Going to be side drafting the number 42. Oh man, a lot of moving around through the pack of the pack, and here comes Eli Childs and Nathan Nicholson down to the inside. Aiden Beerline in tow, trying to make something happen. I can see the 9 and the 99 making it work up on the outside. 99 goes up top. The 9 stays low. I just don't know if that was the right move this early. As everybody, Blake Tidwell gets one hell of a shot from the number 64. He's going to be slow. 27 going to jump up in front of Nathan Nicholson. He's going to push Aiden Beerline towards the front. Clayton White getting one hell of a shot from the number 45 machine. Fireball. Trying to do what he can do. Going back up towards the top here. You can see them all doing what they need to do. Making it all work. May have been a little disoriented, but nonetheless still doing what they need to do. Is Charles having some internet issues towards the back. Dropped to the back so he wasn't in anybody's way. Eli Childs looking to make it 3 wide. Nathan Nicholson on the outside. All by himself. He's going to drop back in line behind the number 15. Just an aggressive move to get back in line. 2 by 2. But here comes Aiden through the middle to the top. He's trying to make it work with the number 27. 3 wide. Clayton's going to cover it off. Look at that team. Oh, they're getting hooked into the outside wall. That's going to bring out a caution. Oh, and everybody goes. Oh, man, that's a big, big wreck. Oh, Eli Childs getting smacked by Nathan Nicholson. Oh, oh, man. Our big yellow flag of the night. Oh, you can see it there. The 42's got broken tires, broken wheel, everything. He's doing everything he possibly can to keep that truck off the wall. And it all started with a little bit of net code and took Adam Benefield up towards the top of the track and just collected everybody behind pretty much that little bit of momentum. Blake Tidwell with that number 35 machine, his truck's looking pretty clean. Eli Child's truck's looking actually pretty clean for him getting hit. He's got a little bit of rear end damage. Clayton White, he's damaged. The 77's clean. The 24's clean. Oh, the 99 is damaged as well. The 15's got a little bit of damage. The 99, heavy damage to that number 99 machine. I seen him up in the air at one point. The 5, Rubber Toe, he's damaged. The 83's got a little bit of damage on him as well. We're going to see if these drivers have any fast repairs in the pits. Is going to follow along with the number, let's go number 99, is he's the one with the most damage. We're going to see if these drivers have at least one fast repair in the pit lane. Nathan Nicholson trying to do what he can. No fast repair for any of these drivers, so pretty much you're going to have to sit in a pit lane and get that damage fixed. Just a rough night for the number 99 machine, pretty much staying out of trouble the whole race. Same with the number 13 of Aiden Beerline, staying out of trouble. Everybody pretty much staying out of trouble, just caught at the wrong place at the wrong time. Man, you hate to see it. There's number 35 of Blake Tidwell coming on out of pit lane there in that Tommy's Express car wash, number 35. Big Barlow, number 12 of Steven. And there is the rest of the field. That took out at least half, if not more than half of the field there. So our field size is going to be a little bit lower. Smaller, going to have a couple of different packs. As Dustin Hall made the move, was one lap down one stage ago. Got his lap back with a caution and is now running up front. Again, I do want to apologize to everybody that is just now tuning in. SDK, the overlays that CRN does use, is currently down for maintenance as of right now. I was able to make the live timing, get everything set up for the league race here tonight. Had all the sponsors ready to go. I was feeling it. And then I kept getting into the session and nothing would load up. So, again, I do apologize to everybody out there that is watching and has not been able to see the overlays or anything like that, but we are on lap number 78 out of 100, so coming to 20 laps to go here for the first race of the season. And I mean, anybody can still win it. I mean, Brian Thacker down there in P number 3 can win it. The 16 can get the race win as well. The 76, the 77, the 56, anybody can get a race win here at Daytona. Who wants to cement their name into legacy as they can officially go around and say, hey, you know what? I was the one who won the very first race here for the NIS Truck Series. Could it come from a guy in the back, or could it come from a guy that's running towards the front? We'll find out in 21 laps time. As you see there, the field feeling a little bit thin after that incident there. Pace car going to dive down into pit lane this time by Dustin Hall, Craig Jancic. Going to lead these drivers to the green flag. Green flag is out one more time. Dustin Hall getting a restart of his life. Going to be able to get clear of Craig Jancic. But he's got the number 56 of Brian Thacker on his back bumper. Side by side for P number 2. Dustin Hall is going to back up just a little bit. Doesn't want to get out too far. Is towards the back, though. Oh, sorry about that. Towards the back, we got a little bit of slicing and dicing going up and through the pack. You can see it there. Not going to lie, these trucks don't look too bad towards the back. Doesn't look like any engine damage for a lot of these drivers. As Craig Jancic able to get the race lead from Dustin Hall. He's going to drop down in front of Dustin Hall and give the lap lead to Craig Jancic as he comes around to take lap number 80. So 20 laps to go here in the first race of the NIS Truck Series. Now the number 16, it looked like Jimmy Crow. He's going to take over the race lead here. Haven't seen the number 16 machine up towards the front all night long. He's going to get credited for leading a lap here. Way to go. Always like seeing new faces up here towards the front. Aiden Beerline not having any issues with that truck. So, Aiden Beerline running pretty smooth. Got most of that damage fixed, if not all of it fixed, actually. See here, here's the second group. Nathan Nicholson, all by himself out here. Brian Brittany, making his way up to the front. He's going to go from the top all the way down to the bottom. Oh, Dustin Hall getting shot down to the inside. That's going to be bad for the number 1 machine. Oh, I caught that right at the last second. Not sure how bad his damage is. We're going to go back and look. I don't know what it looks like, but we're going to find out with the number 1 machine. Hopefully he was able to get that truck stopped. Oh, that truck, the side of the truck is killed. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm not 100% sure what happened to Dustin, but all I saw was Dustin shoot down to the inside. Oh, no. Oh, it was Daytona. Oh. Man. Pace car. We're going to lead these drivers to the pit lane entrance. Get up to the pace car. Thank you. Wrong one. Okay. Let me get the good view here, please. All right, yeah, there we go. This field will have to work, but you can see the long conga line of trucks behind the pace car. The 27 getting up close and personal. You can see all the rubber all over that number 27 machine. Pit road is going to be open this time by any takers. Looking like none of the front runners going to go into pit lane, but all the people towards the back going to go in. Starting off with Robert Lawrence and company behind him. Everybody trying to do what they can. Looking at the number 99 of Nathan Nicholson Toyota. Number 99 back into pit lane. As we're looking from a chopper view here. See everybody kind of just taking their time. Don't want to do anything too drastic. A little bit of damage on the number 35, as we'll take this time now to go in and through the paint schemes here, starting with our race leader. That's going to be Alexander Russell in the JDRgraphics.com, number 27. The number 76, Brian Whitney, Team Conti Sim Performance, TeamConti.gg, Mardone PC. Number 35 of Blake Tidwell, Tommy's Express Car Wash. The number 3, the Free Beer and Hot Wing Morning Show of Craig Jancic, TeamConti.gg. Number 16 of LG Whaley, Fisher Automotive, Ford F-150. The number 64 of Derbyshire, Grid Vision Reaper Speed Lab. Number 56 of Brian Thacker, MPR Mid-Pack Racing. Ada Beerline, Race EPI, Wrist, Race Easy Big John, number 13. The number 77 of Undercurrents of Zach Henry. Number 12 of Big Barlow's Outrun. I don't know what it says underneath the Outrun, but the number 12, Big Barlow's Barbecue and Catering. Number 12 of Stephen Allen. Number 24 of Charles Edwards. The number 5, we'll go the number 9 of Eli Childs. Beautiful paint scheme, purple. Team at Conti.gg. The number 45 of Tyler Rod. Everybody going in there. The number 42 of, I'm not sure what his name is. I'm not going to try to butcher his name. Number 1 of Dustin Hall, Team Conti Sim Performance number 1. With the Jimmy Strong logo on the side. Larry McDonald in the McDonald's number 80. Number 44 of Clayton White and Clayton White Designs Reaper Speed Lab number 44. Nathan Nicholson in the number 99. The 15 Napa Auto Sports. Number 5 of Robert Lawrence. TeamConti.gg. And that's going to be your field of drivers here tonight. Going back up top here to the leader is going to be the number 27, electing to take the outside. The leader of Alexander Russell going to take the outside instead of the inside. He wants Craig Jancic behind him. Pace car going to go down into pit lane this time by going green with 15 laps to go. Alexander Russell in the Geico restart zone. We are underway. The 35 not getting the restart that he wants to get. Craig Jancic goes from the top all the way down to the bottom. He said, I don't want to be up there. I want to be towards the bottom. And that's what he's going to do. The 64 going to up down into the inside lane. Blake Tidwell finally got his truck up to speed, and here comes the 13 and the 77 on the outside with the number 12. Going to try to make the outside lane work this time by these drivers doing a 3 wide earlier, now settling back down into 2 wide and making whatever they need to make happen work. Aiden Beerline trying to get that outside momentum working as of right now, just not able to do so. He's only got one other truck behind him. That's going to be the number 77. Now the 27 jumps out in front of Aiden Beerline. So now you got 3 on 3, but here comes Blake. He's going to add some more power to that inside lane. 5 trucks down to the inside. If Steven can get up there to the outside, the 16 is going to move up top, so you got 5 on 6. as this race coming down and coming to a close. Try to make something happen here. Daytona, obviously, you're going to expect the racing incidents there, but making it throughout the race. Is Brian Whitney going to possibly be credited? I don't know who led that lap. It was a little bit too close. And so a little bit of side draft there, a little bit of beating and banging there. Going to give Brian Whitney the race lead. Is side by side, 6 trucks on the inside, 5 on the out. The 16 dropping back just a little bit, but nothing too serious. As the 27 having a little bit of connection issues, blinking in front of the field. Again, want to everybody out there that is watching along with myself in the broadcast booth, want to give everybody a big shout out for sticking it out, following along, and if anybody has any other driver that they're rooting for, we've seen a couple of Aiden fans and Blake Tidwell fans. So if anybody's out there watching that is rooting on for another driver, let me know in the comments and let me know who your favorite driver is and who do you think has a shot to win the first race of the season. So far, everything so good up towards the front. You see them there, 4x4. Well, you can't really say 4x4 because they're not 4 wide, but 4 cars on each row. Now it's 3 against 8. Aiden Beerline trying to make that high side work. Just not enough momentum. And now Craig Jancic and Brian Whitney go up to the wall. There's going to be contact. Brian Whitney getting into the outside wall. Not sure what was going on there. Alexander tried following up towards the wall to help carry that momentum. Just late run from the number 76 sent him out to the outside wall. Craig Jancic going to take over P at number 2. Alexander Russell still holds on to the race lead. Brian Whitney is going to drop back towards the middle of the pack. And now you got 4 drivers up on that outside. The 77 trying to get up there. Steven Allen makes his way up to the top, and that inside lane has kind of fizzled out. The majority of the drivers up on that outside trying to make something happen. Just not able to get lined up as good as the top side. The 16 go to drop down to the inside. Not sure if that was a strategic move. Oh, the 35, Blake Tidwell gets turned. Going into turn number 3, that might throw out another yellow. And it does. Blake Tidwell. Probably hard to the outside wall. Going to see if we can find the number 35. There he is. Not sure if he came back up. He has no damage on that number 35 machine. So lucky. Therefore, the number 35 did not come back up across the track. I mean, he went around right at the corner, and that's something that you don't really want to see happen, especially at Daytona. You go around right before the start of the corner. The only place that vehicle is going to go is up and then back down. But no damage for the number 35 of Blake Tidwell. That's going to bring out another caution. And while these drivers get caught up, we're going to go ahead and play a little bit of a video from Mardone PC, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. Had to get a little bit of a drink there. Voice started to go out just a little bit, but drivers caught back up to the pace car. Alexander Russell going to stay out, so going down the long front straightaway and into turn number 1. So he has elected to stay out. And I have a feeling pretty much everybody's going to stay out now. I mean, they pretty much made their bed. Now they got to lie in it with, it looks like, 8 laps to go. We'll go back green with 6 to go, as we're going to see a finish like you wouldn't want to believe. Hopefully everybody out there has enjoyed the stream so far. We got a lot of people commenting, wanting to see everybody. Amy Tidwell, come on 35, Beer Line Racing. Kelly Pointer out there showing some love. Everybody rooting on for Aiden Beerline. Looking at everybody looking at Aiden and Blake Tidwell. Martin PC saying, "Get her done, Dustin." Joe Tidwell, Blake is my son. So Blake, you have one of your biggest fans out here in the broadcast chat. Joe Tidwell, father of Blake Tidwell. He's had quite the eventful race, a little bit of a quiet one. Has found himself up towards the front for the majority of this race now. Could we see Blake Tidwell put that number 35 machine into victory lane? Or are we going to see one of the drivers up front hold off everybody and collect that first win? Don't go anywhere. Right after the race, post-race, we're going to do top 3 interviews. So top 3 interviews from 3rd all the way up to P number 1. Getting everything up and going. So make sure you guys don't go anywhere. So that way we can talk to your favorite driver, see what they have to say about the first inaugural race of the season. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody out there that has supported CRN throughout the 2 years that it has been around. I want to give a big shout out to Jimmy and Carl for bringing me on board with CRN, as I've been there from the start, and it's been an absolute blast of a journey between all the leagues that we have showcased, between UCRL, Lucky Dogs, Shane Super Late Model Series, NIS now, anything Core Racing League, PSCRL, Smoky Mountain Grassroots Racing, anything like that. Give them a big shout out for coming on board with CRN. Give a big shout out to Eli Childs for allowing CRN to bring you the great coverage. And want to give a big shout out to everything that Eli does with the MAD organization and his wife as well. Pace car going to go down into pit lane this time by Alexander Russell. Craig Jansen going to lead these drivers to the green flag. Aiden in P number 3, the 16, and P number 4. And what a great jump by the numbers 27, 13, and 12. Going to leave the outside lane to themselves is Craig. No help from the number 16. 16 is going to drop down to the inside. We have a new top 3. Steven Allen in P number 3 with the number 13 of Aiden Beerline. And Alexander Russell in P number 1. Everybody kind of fidgeting around here. Going to be making it 3 wide here towards the middle. The 27 going to go up and try to throw the block. He does on Craig Jancic. Last time that happened, there it is, another big one. Eli Childs gets around. Oh, man, what a move there. Oh, rubber toe. Robert Lawrence getting caught in it there momentarily. Thought he was going to get on around it, but not able to. The 15, the 77, it all started with the number 77 getting right reared. Clayton White, Nathan Nicholson, Dustin Hall. I think his night might be over. You see him kind of limping it into pit lane. He may have blown that motor in the number 1 machine. Definitely not how you want to start your season, but it could be worse. You could not be racing at all. Zach Henry supporters out here in the broadcast chat telling them, let's go, number 77. So Zach Henry getting involved in that wreck there. I think with the way that all those moves happened just before the corner, it kind of jumbled everybody on up. You can see there the 77, no rear bumper. Same with the number 15. So a lot of damage to a lot of these trucks. Blake Tidwell still has that little bit of damage that he had from earlier. The 5 machine has a little bit more damage. The 76 is going to go down into pit lane, get that right front fixed there. The 16, clean. The 56 is clean. The 42 is clean. 64 is clean. The 3 is clean. The 27 is clean. And the man up front is going to be the number 13 of Aiden Beerline. Was able to get that move made on the number 27, so now he's going to have the race lead. Aiden Beerline obviously does not have as much damage as I thought he did. But he's going to make it happen and make it work and try to make anything that he can do. Caution flag, I believe number 4 or 5 here for Daytona. And just, it does end up happening. It is Daytona. You gotta expect the unexpected. Everybody going into pit lane, getting the rest of repairs done as much as they possibly can. Still trying to do what they can to make everything happen. Andy Beerline elected to go down to the inside to choose that lane for this next restart, leaving the number 27 up on that outside. I'm going to make him go from the top down to the bottom if he can make it down there. And if anybody wants to see total craziness, this is where it's going to happen at. Aiden Beerline going to lead these drivers to the green flag. I believe they're going through turns number 1 and 2. Yep, going down the backstretch. Nope. Pace car into pit lane, this time by Aiden Beerline, going to lead these drivers to the green flag. Aiden off like a rocket. Going to leave the field behind. Not something that you really want to do, especially at Daytona. You're going to get swallowed up. And there it is. That swallowed up like I was talking about. Number 3 and the 27 both. 3 is going to go down to the inside. 27 is going to be shut out there by himself. Craig Jancic doing what he needs to do to get down to that inside. He's going to take over the race lead momentarily, but the outside lane going to fight on back. Nathan Nicholson getting out of the way. Larry McDonald and Robert Lawrence almost having some issues there. They're going to keep it straight and keep it clean. Here we go. Single file for the first 2 trucks. Everybody else side by side. A little bit of a beating and banging back here between the 12 and the 42. Able to keep it going, though. 2 laps to go here at Daytona. Come around to take the white flag. If they can keep it green, Aiden Beerline going to be stuck on the outside. Nobody there to help. Now what he wants to see is now he's got help. He's got 3 other trucks behind him, but he's got a little bit of damage. Is that going to make an effect? Coming around down the backstretch, Steven Allen thought about going up to the outside. Didn't get up there in time. Down to the inside, Alexander Russell through turns 3 and 4. Everybody getting it back in their rhythm. Brian Thacker sitting in prime position. Steven Allen goes up to the outside, going to help fellow teammate. Oh, big shot from the number 13. This is going to stack up the top side. Here comes the number 12 of Steven Allen trying to make it to the top. White flag this time by down to turn number 1 and 2. Here's Eli Childs. Out of nowhere, Eli making his way towards the front. Going to go up here to the top side of the racetrack. Steven Allen on the outside, getting a big shot from Aiden Beerline. Just not able to get it. Looking up here. It's going to happen. Who's going to make the move to the outside? Craig Jancic up to the outside. Alexander Russell going to try to block it. Not going to be able to get there. Side by side is going to be Alexander Russell getting the race win here tonight. Ooh, second is going to be Brian Thacker. And I believe third is going to be Brian Whitney. What an amazing finish to the end. Thought it was going to be a little bit more closer than what it was. But an absolute finish. Race to the end for all of these drivers. Alexander Russell is going to be your Daytona winner. You know, I'm back here to Alexander Russell. He's going to go ahead and burn it down, and we're going to let him before we bring our top 3 into the broadcast booth. Getting celebratory nudges from all these other drivers coming on around. Clayton White going up to his back bumper. Alexander Russell is going to be your Daytona race winner here tonight. 100 laps to start, and 100 laps is the finish. So Alexander Russell coming on around. I'm going to go ahead and get it slowed down, do his burnouts. And while they do that, I will get the finishing order brought up. You're going to see the iRacing HUD as he's actually going to do a Polish lap around Daytona. While that is going on, we'll go ahead and bring up the race results. It's going to be Alexander Russell in P1, Craig Jancic in second, John Thacker in third, Brian Whitney in fourth, Eli Childs coming all the way back to finish P5, Stephen Allen in sixth, Jimmy Crow in seventh, Aiden Beerline in seventh or eighth, Austin Derbyshire in ninth, Derek Runge in 10th, Zachary Henry in 11th, Clayton White in 12th, Larry McDonald in 13th, Robert Lawrence in 14th, Blake Tidwell in 15th, Nathan Nicholson in 16th, Ted Pullen in 17th, Rodney Roberts in 18th, Dustin Hall in 19th, Charles Edwards in 20th, Adam Benefield rounding out your 21 drivers. So we're going to go ahead and grab our third place finisher. That's going to be Brian Thacker. Going to go ahead and find him really quick. Brian. There he is. Oh, wrong room. All right, now we are joined by our third place finisher. That's going to be Brian Thacker. Brian, this is Dylan in the broadcast booth to get a copy.
I hear you, man. What's going on?
I'm safe up here. I have a 0X still up here in the broadcast booth. Obviously, it's Daytona. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild, but I wish I had heart monitors for everybody out there watching, because I know your intensity level had to be through the roof.
It was a little high, I will tell you. I had a watch alarm go off maybe once or twice about the heart rate. But, man, what a race.
Yeah, I mean, 2 wide, 3 wide, all the way throughout the race. I mean, you guys ran a pretty clean race until that third stage happened, and obviously the intensity is going to be ramped up. Everybody's going to hurry up, get to the front. And towards the end of the race, that's when we started seeing the big ones, essentially.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get stretched out, getting close to the green flag pit for fuel in that last run. And then a caution happened, and someone famous once said cautions breed cautions, and that was the story for the rest of the night. Yeah, I don't know. Man, I kind of got involved in 1 or 2 of them. It was a bad time. I hadn't went back and checked. I hope I wasn't at fault in any of them. But, yeah, what a fun race. Tight racing for, like you said, 70% of it. And what a finish, too.
Yeah, an absolute finish. I mean, you guys were pretty much door to door the whole time. And I mean, to come into Daytona, finish off your start to the league in P3. I mean, that's a great start. But you know, normally everybody says, you know what, the real season doesn't start till week number 2. I have that mentality. I don't like plate track, so that's where my mentality comes in on everything like that. But for you to start off P3, you got to feel good about it, and can't wait to see what this momentum does for you throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. Unfortunately, I'm like a iRacing Michael McDowell. The plates tracks are where I'll do better, but nevertheless, I'm excited to be here and glad to run up front. I look forward to next week.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking forward to next week. But, Brian, before we let you get on out of here, is there anybody on that number 56 machine you'd like to give a shout-out to?
Well, I just want to give a shout-out to Eli Childs for letting me in. I don't know if I got any of my friends over there at Mid-Pack Racing watching. Our motto is 10th or 19th, has a 1 in it, too. I did a little bit better than that this week. So, if you're watching, man, I'm glad you're here. And, of course, I appreciate you having me here.
All right, Brian, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here, celebrate that third place victory here tonight, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to you again next week.
All right, take it easy.
All right, that's going to be our third place finisher of Brian Thacker. Looking for our second place finisher, that's going to be Craig. And I believe I found Craig. I'm going to go ahead and move him on up here to the broadcast. This is going to be our second place finisher. I believe this is Craig, if I'm not mistaken.
You are not mistaken, my friend. It is correct.
See, all it said was just a C with a couple of dots after it. I was like, I'm going to take a while to guess up here. But Craig, you had a phenomenal race. I mean, you were up front pretty much the whole time. Obviously, you wanted that win as much as you wanted it to happen. Just wasn't there at the right time. But kind of walk me through your race. The heart rate, obviously, probably all the way up through the roof. The whole race. I mean, 3 wide for a dozen or so laps. But coming towards the end, it was where you wanted to be at, was up towards the front.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. I have a goal in plate racing, and it's obviously not a realistic one, but my goal is to lead every lap. I don't like riding around on these things. I don't like being content with one line. I like figuring things out, almost trying to have every driver on my hood and on my bumper as I could. And I think we were able to accomplish that at different points throughout the night. The Team Conti Sim Performance Free Beer and Hot Wings Morning Show Silverado was ripping, and we were able to do pretty much anything that we wanted. Coming to that last lap, I had Thacker with me in chat. We were gonna do everything that we could to wait till turn 4. He had the temp to get me there. And he thought that Russell had fenced me, and he made an evasive move low, and I ultimately think that's what cost us the win. And I get that. There was some bad blocks throughout the night, and it adds up. You start to take mental notes of those things. And as a driver, you whether you pay attention to it or not, you start to incorporate it into your moves too. So. No sweat on that. Happy with P2 for sure. Good win to Alex, and we'll look forward to as many of these as we can do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's still the first race of the season. Obviously, a lot of new guys that you've probably have not raced against in the official side or even other leagues as well. But either way, still a great race. I mean, obviously, you got Atlanta Super Speedway next week, so kind of another plate track in existence next week. It's tail of tail. I mean, you go from a bigger plate track to a 1.5-mile plate track, but, just kind of keeping that same mentality all the way through, and hopefully we'll be able to see that number 3 machine up towards the front again. I mean, you were up there, you led some laps, took care of your stuff, kept it out of the carnage, and come away with a P2 finish.
Yeah, that's the exact goal. It's the same goal we'll carry next week at Atlanta. We'll try to lead every lap. It's obviously not possible, but we won't be content in any one single position. And I do think that is kind of a stalwart of a pretty good plate racer on this service. So. I try to model a lot of my stuff after Casey Kerwin, Malik Ray, like people like that are, always pushing forward. And I think that we were able to exemplify that pretty well here tonight. So, we'll look really forward to next week.
All right, Craig, before we let you get on out of here, is there anybody on that number 3 machine you'd like to give a shout out to? The floor is yours.
Absolutely, yeah. Huge thank you to you guys, Core Racing Network. Unironically, I do a GT3 League on Wednesday, Casual Sim Racing, that is broadcast here on this lovely channel. And now I got this here on Saturday nights with the NIS Truck League. So you guys are awesome. You here, it's a pleasure to meet you. But obviously working with Carl and Joe on Wednesday nights is awesome as well. Huge thanks to Martin PC. They're a massive part of not only what I do on the sim, but also for this league in particular. So thanks to them. And like I said earlier, Team Conti Sim Performance, Free Beer and Hot Wings Morning Show, Digital Sim Sports, my guys there. And everybody else that was able to devote a couple hours to watch this tonight. I know it was a good show. I can't wait to watch it myself.
All right, Craig, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out here, celebrate your second place finisher right here, and then let you celebrate with the rest of your team.
Thank you, man. Have a good night.
You as well. All right, that's going to be our second place finisher of Craig, but now we are joined by the man of the hour, the race winner of Daytona. That's going to be Alexander Russell. Alex, this is still in the CRM broadcast booth. You get a copy.
We got you.
All right, Alex, you were kind of towards the back, towards the front. You just kind of give and take and wherever you possibly could. Obviously, coming down to the end of the race there, you had to do what you had to do. A couple of blocks there late, trying to keep the momentum base down on the outside, trying to play both lanes, and it carried you to the first race win of the season.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, my first goal was to make it to the end. Daytona can always be an interesting show. Rode around first stage just trying to keep the car clean, save fuel. Second stage, I tried to just test the waters, see what was working. Highline seemed to have a lot of momentum. And then third stage came, and it was just, let's see what we can do. Felt like I had a fast truck and people to work with. Noah threw, I think, really bad block on Brian. I'm sorry to him. That was completely my fault, but it's just trying to maintain the lead, maintain the lanes, work through the traffic, and things seem to fall in the right spot at their end, and almost lost it. Tried to keep momentum, and out of 4, just they had such a big run, I couldn't do everything.
Yeah, you were talking about the blocks and everything, trying to keep the momentum down and everything, but obviously you're on a high. Obviously winning the Daytona race here tonight. Now you go to Atlanta next week. What's going to be the momentum for the number 27 to keep that pace up? Obviously, you're going to be the points leader going into next week. What is going to be your mentality for the rest of the season? I mean, obviously there's no fast repairs, so obviously you want to keep out of all the wrecks and all the danger throughout the whole race. But what is going to be your main focus other than, obviously try to win every single week? But what's going to be the main focus on that number 27 machine?
Of course, winning is always nice. It gets you playoff points. It gets you a better time when it comes to the playoffs. But just maintaining consistent points. If I can't win a race, I'm going to try and not force myself to go for it, but it's just keeping points up, working through the season. It's a long one. I mean, we're going until November. The real goal is a championship, and getting a win at Daytona takes a little bit of weight off, but it doesn't guarantee anything.
Right. Well, Alex, before we let you get on out of here, celebrate that race win here tonight, is there anybody on that number 27 machine you'd like to give a shout-out to?
I'd like to give a shout-out to you guys, the broadcasters, JDR Graphics for amazing paint scheme, guys who were kind enough to work with me tonight, Nate Nicholson, Aiden Berlin, Stephen Allen. I think there's 1 or 2 more people who worked with me, but I think Jarrett Liebert for the work on the setup, and people watching. If you guys make this entertaining, you guys keep the show rolling just by watching.
All right, Alex, we're going to go ahead and let you get on out of here. Celebrate that race win here tonight. Can't wait to see what you do next week at Atlanta Super Speedway, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Keep up the good work.
All right, that's going to be our race winner of Alexander Russell. He's going to win the Daytona race here tonight, but going to give you the week in review for CRN as tomorrow night, Sunday night, Premier Series for Core Racing League is back as they took a week off due to the Super Bowl Sunday, but Sunday night they will be at, I believe, let me look here, it is... they are going to the Mid-Season Classic as they take over. Oh, they're taking 218 Talladega Next Gens at Talladega. So make sure you guys tune in on CRN on Sunday night to find that. Brendan Polt will be up in the broadcast booth for that. Monday night, you'll have the Mazda Miatas not being broadcasted at all for Core Racing League. Tuesday night, you're going to see Jimmy Covert and Carl Hedwick at the broadcast booth for the Core Racing League Xfinity Series on Tuesday night. And then following after that, you'll see Jimmy Covert and Carl Hedwick back at the broadcast booth for the UCRL as they make their way back as we go to the Nashville Fairgrounds. So can't wait for that one. I'll be in the car racing that one. So Xfinity Series coming up on Tuesday night. Wednesday night, you're going to have myself in the broadcast booth with Ricky Gonzalez with the Lucky Dog Tour Mod Racing League season number 4. 3? 4? I believe it's season number 3. So definitely can't wait to see that. Couple more races till we find out who the champion is of that series. And then following right after that, you're going to have Jimmy Covert and Derek Sherman in the broadcast booth for the Smoky Mountain Grassroots Late Model Stock Tour in the broadcast booth on Wednesday night. Thursday night, you're going to have the Core GT League on Thursday nights with John Nobinger in the broadcast booth. Friday night, no broadcast for CRN. And then Saturday night, going to be right back here with Atlanta Super Speedway with the NIS Truck Series brought to you by Mardon PC. I want to thank everybody out there that has stayed tuned and watching throughout this whole event at Daytona Super Speedway. Can't thank Brian Haynes, Eli Childs, and everybody enough for allowing CRN to broadcast such a great league. Can't wait to see what happens throughout the future. If you guys are looking for any PC components or sim racing gear, go to mardonpc.com and get set up with some new gear. But that's going to do it for myself for the broadcast booth. My name is Dylan McDonald for CRN. Make sure you guys take care. Brush your hair.